Hey, so we're gonna make another video here. Let's get a little bit closer. Um, Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. It's a bit loud here. I'm at the cave. I've talked about it in some of the videos. It looks like I got some shit in my hat. Whatever. You have to walk through the woods a little bit to get here. Um, it's not a cave that a lot of people go to. I've only ever found a little bit of graffiti and a little bit of trash, but a lot of the trash is old. Um, I was kind of checking some out here that either I'd forgot about or whatever. It was like a natural light can, but it's one of the old ones from like years and years ago and stuff. I like to come here every now and again. Um, and today's Sunday, the 23rd, I believe it is, and of November 2025. And like I say, it's a pretty decent little hike through the woods. It's not bad though. The cave isn't very long. I thought about trying to make a video originally of me walking through it, because I can walk through it in probably about 10-15 minutes. But I'd have to hold the iPad, which I brought it down here to shoot the video. I had to hold the spotlight. Now I wouldn't be able to hold on to anything kind of doing that. If I was able to put like my phone maybe in my jacket pocket or something, I could do that. Just don't pay attention to my jacket. I need a new one, but I've worn it so much. I just like it. It's good for this slightly cool weather. Also walking through the woods, don't have stuff cutting your arms up and stuff. But anyways, so it just kind of be hard to do that, especially where I've got these boots that are real slick and I need some new ones bad. But so what I'll probably do, I'll probably just walk a little bit of ways through it before I have to jump, because there is like a little creek that runs through it. It's where you can kind of hear the water, and I'll show some of the outside here in a minute, but it kind of runs through it runs through it, and you have to cross it once, just about as far back there as you can see where I can. Anyways, it looks different on the camera, and then you're on this side of it. Then you got to walk almost to the back, and then there is one part that you will have to jump, or else you'll probably be about knee deep in water. I mean, it's not real bad or something. It has been raining a little bit, because I know I had to jump the little creek that runs out from it and stuff a few times and stuff. Usually about right here though, you can see some little fish that swims around, which is pretty cool. Also, there's still a decent amount of water that's kind of dripping off the top of the rocks and stuff here at the mouth. Some like little rock houses and stuff out through here too. It's pretty cool. I'll probably shoot some videos there sometime as well. But yeah, the way that I came was I walked through the trail that's in behind kind of where we're at. Got down the creek bed, walked up the creek bed a little bit, got up into our field, walked down the field, got back in the creek bed, walked down the creek bed a little bit, and came up on the road. And then you can just go down it a little ways, then you turn off to here and get to it. It's not too bad of a walk. I mean, you have to do a little bit of climbing. You could just technically just walk down the road, but there's not a lot of traffic out through here, even on the weekends. But I still just don't like to chance it or anything, because I don't want to see people that I have to talk to. I mean, people's usually pretty friendly and stuff, but I just don't really want to do that. But so there's a couple things I want to talk about. This is more of an update video and then showing the cave and stuff. But yesterday, well, first of all, the loan came through, so that is good. Still waiting on the unemployment. It's taking a little bit longer to hear back from them. I'm going to give it till tomorrow, which is Monday, see if I get anything in the mail, which is the way they're supposed to notify me. And if I don't, then Tuesday I'm going to call. We're just going to wait till Tuesdays. I've got to call about 4 or 5 other guys to get started on everything else, so we can get this rental business finalized and stuff. Also going to be getting a truck fixed, the one that's for the snow. And sorry if I'm just kind of looking around. I kind of hear shit. I know there is some deer, because right over here there's a bunch of little deer tracks and stuff. Of course, they come down here to drink and whatnot, and also hear squirrels and Not many people know about it back here and stuff though, but like I said, it is Sunday, a little bit before supper time. It's kind of probably not as bad as Saturday, but it's still fairly prime time for people and stuff. Uh, but anyways, yesterday, I finally, one of the guys that owns some property around that I get along with pretty well. I mean, I really do like the guy and stuff. He stopped because his boy was hunting and everything, and he just kind of talking for a little bit and stuff. And some of her family came over and stuff, so visited them and whatnot. But anyways, I've been meaning forever since I've got this property to have him show me the property lines of my property. And I was like, hey, he said he's just going to be hanging around till dark. I ain't going to be doing anything. I was like, okay, well, you got time to show me those property lines? He's like, hell yeah, come on. So we done that. We found every property line except for one. It's around a rock pile. They said there's actually a T-post that they wrapped a bunch of surveyor tape around, but just could not find that one. We walked around up and down forever and stuff like that. And you could kind of tell where some logging had been, because it was logged, he said, about 15 years ago. And couldn't tell that, but was able to tell basically the rest of it. So he also showed me that there's this little trail. It'd have to be cleaned out a little bit, but he used to ride his four-wheeler whenever he'd hunt there, because he was hunting back here before he bought property, because he hunted off the guy who owned the property before I did, and he bought a lot of it, whatever. So point is though, he said I can use the trail because the first like minute to 2 minutes of driving, and you have to go really slow, like on a side by side or four-wheeler or something, is like his aunt's, but she's never back here, super old, whatever, doesn't matter. And I go through that gate, and then I can be on my property, and then I travel up the mountain, and then I can get on top of the mountain where my property's at, and then I can drive basically all the way to the property line up top. But then where I want to eventually put my cabin and stuff, you got to drop down on a second little flat. So I would have to cut a little bit of a road out at some point. I don't know if I'll be able to do it just by driving it, or if I actually have to have something kind of cut it out a little bit to be able to drop down a little bit, which is awesome, because in all honesty, I was playing it, and there's another way. The way that I usually get to it, I go through my field, and then I'll walk up the fucking mountain. There's not really a way to get anything up there. You could get about a quarter of the way, and then you have to get off. I was planning on dragging the fucking boards and everything to build that cabin up there by hand, and that was going to be a pain. I thought about, here's some dogs in the distance, a pulley system and everything. So that's going to be crazy. But, so that was really interesting. Second thing I want to mention is a happy Thanksgiving to everybody who celebrates it. This will be the one that comes out on Thanksgiving Day, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully you guys get to eat good, if you've been able to get out, enjoy nature and stuff a little bit. But yeah, so other than those two things, the next thing I want to do is kind of show off. I really like equipment and shit that you bring like with you whenever you're going exploring through the woods and hiking. I don't know why, it's just me still loving my kid side a little bit, which is important for anybody. I truly do believe that. But so what I'm going to do now is basically just kind of show it off. So I always carry a radio with me typically. This is so, and we usually get decent enough service on all of our property. Of course, this cave technically isn't on our property. It's kind of like community property in a way, but again, nobody knows about it or comes here. The lady who actually owns it, super old, nobody cares, like she doesn't care, whatever, right? And anyways, I'm gonna pack up the cigarette, but I don't like leaving any of that shit here. So I bring that with me so my wife can talk to me and stuff, which we've got about 33 acres, something like that. And anyways, whenever she showed me that stuff in the woods, like it makes sense because there's a lot more of it than I thought, which is honestly nice. Problem is though, a lot of it's on the fucking hill. Typically, I'll bring a spotlight with me if it's dark. My wife got this for me fucking over a decade ago. I don't know if you'll be able to see anything a little bit. Yeah, that helped out some. I don't like shining a whole lot. There's usually some bats hanging. I don't like to disturb them much, but usually shine on the ground and stuff just to make for sure. So aside from that, also, this is typically the bag I'll bring. I think my wife used it as a book bag for school one time. R.I.P., right? So I've got that. I don't usually bring this stuff, but sometimes I do. You're gonna make fun of it. But this here is my little, there's some cigarette butts in there from old times. A little bitty ass candle that I'd used it. You know, a lot of those videos where I was out in the shed, it's about burn up. But I thought, well, I might meditate here for a little bit. Of course, here at the cave, pretty fucking cold. So I want to explore a little bit, for sure at least. Also, of course, this one I typically wear. I just kind of cleansed this and charged it in a way. We got it at a Ren Fair, and I walked around the entire Ren Fair. I was going to buy one item, and like to limit myself and stuff like that. And the stuff there is really high. But I fell in love with this. I actually got it at the Viking Festival, I believe. Out of everything that I looked at, I even looked at it twice and stuff. I love it. I always wear it whenever I'm out in the woods and stuff a lot. Looks like there should be like a little jewel or something there. There was not. Maybe there was at some point. I might put one in there at some point. I don't know. If I do, I want it to be kind of like a real stone or something though. But anyway, aside from that, because forgive me, I was wearing my old junky pants. I was carrying my gun and my knife. It's just a cheapie, but I like cheap knives better anyways. It says like China on there, I think. No, Pakistan. Cheap knives you can sharpen a lot easier, especially like just a little Harbor Freight sharpener and stuff. I don't like showing off guns a whole lot or whatever, but it is a just Smith & Wesson SD40. It's the first gun I ever bought. Well, pistol. Bought by myself and stuff. I just show this off as well. It's been beat all to hell. It's what I always carry with me, whether if I'm going to town or in the woods or whatever. It's a little bit harder still, so I can't get it as sharp as I would like with my skill set and the sharpeners that I got. At some point, I'm going to get a nice knife sharpener to be able to do it better with and stuff. But I use this for everything. I destroy it. I'm cutting metal with it sometimes. I'm scraping on shit I shouldn't. I'm also still got some creosote residue on it. Because whenever I was cleaning out my chimney pipe, got to cut around the top there a little bit to get it broke down so I can pull the brush up through and stuff. So I don't have all the stuff where you stick the brush down through. I got to send a rope down, wife ties off to it inside the house, then pull it up through, and it works, but a little bit more pain in the ass. So Spyderco, I like these knives though. The other one was a marbles. I don't know if you could tell. I like them because they make cool looking knives that are cheap, and I've got a couple of them. I like Spyderco knives though. I had one I liked better, but I like them because it's got this big thumb hole. I don't like those little like nubs that you push out. I like the thumb hole where you can, you know, pull it out. I like ones that have a lock back on it though instead. My old one did. This one doesn't. It's got this right here though. It's kind of one hand in it. I mean, it's not real bad because I haven't WD-40'd it or anything in a while. But I don't like, because I'm always afraid I'm going to cut my thumb a little bit whenever I have to use it one-handed, like for feed bags or whatever, which has happened before. Anyways, it's got my grandpa's name on it. I won't show. I got this here whenever, crazy story, I'll tell it sometime, but went and picked up his ashes. Me and my wife did about 10, 15 years after he had died from a person that was bow guarding them. It's fucking weird. But ended up getting some of this stuff. And one of the things we got was this lighter. It was brand new. We actually never used it. Somebody, I guess, just got it for him for a gift, whatever. But I carry it with me all the time. It's my main good luck charm. Zippo's pain in the ass. You got to refill it. Sometimes it goes out. I mean, I didn't today because I know it's good. So I just filled it up the other day. Typically, I'll carry a big whatever lighter with me as well, just for backup. But I always carry this one with me, and I use it all the time, just because of that. So anyway, some stuff I carry with me whenever I'm out in the woods, and then also just some stuff I carry with me just all the time, whatever. So, but anyways, now I'm just going to show a little bit of the cave. I'm going to try to get some shots. Try not to show any of the graffiti. I want to show you the deer tracks. I don't know if I can flip the camera around, so forgive me if you can't see well. There's some deer tracks in there a little bit. We'll walk back here just a little bit. Probably not going to be able to see anything because it gets real dark. Looks like some raccoon tracks. And also some footprints. Somebody's been back here. Some prints. Of course, the tracks were coming out, not going in. And down there looks like some shoe marks and stuff like that as well a little bit. Always pay attention to that shit. And I guess last thing here, let's see if we can try to see. Damn, sorry about my face being there or whatever. Any fish down in here. See if I can see any real quick. The water's pretty murky where it's been raining, so I don't really get to see much right now, but anyways, though, I guess I'll probably just end the video here. I'm definitely going to be back here. It's the time of year that I like to come, best, that I can stuff. Winter, fall time, whatever. Everybody's always like, oh, you got to watch out for bears. Yeah, there's a bunch of bears around here and stuff, but honestly, it doesn't get that cold for that long. They don't really go into hibernation. I mean, it gets cold, but not cold enough to put the bears up, Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the little video. I wanted to make something a little bit differently, and I needed to shave. I mean, I'm looking dank and whatever and stuff like that, but I just wanted to get out in nature a little bit again today, because I did yesterday. I got to walk through the woods for like 2 hours. It's fucking great. But anyways, hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving, to celebrate and stuff, and enjoy the rest of your day.